Welcome, hello, Yasu, hi, it's me again, Tai, and today it's a little sharing out of my life again. I had a little accident last Sunday, and I want to share this with you because sometimes things are connected. You know, there is nothing happening by accident while it can happen an accident. However, to those who don't know me yet, make sure to subscribe my channel if you want to stay updated, and I will introduce a little so you know who's the one speaking to you right now. So my name is Tai Kölner. I'm a black magician. I'm a follower of the draconian path, of the left-hand path, so to say. In this regard, I'm a student of the left-hand order Dragon Rouge, while I'm not a speaker, just a student of the order. So if you got any questions there, check for the internet, thedragonrouge.com, and get informed there. However, if you are working with the Clifford or with other entities, or if you are evolving on your energy pattern whatsoever, there will happen challenges in your life. And there is this speaking as above, so below, and same about your energy work. If you're breaking through pattern, or if you're blocked on one or the other pattern, it will reflect in your life. And so last Sunday I got such a feedback loop. I was lazily lifting up my right leg onto an empty chair, and it did not even crack, but somehow my sacral joint jumped out of order and I was blocked on my entire hips. I was walking like a granny, so it feels like an ischias at the first point. But I already know this. On older ladies, this may happen. On older guys, I think this may happen too. And there are some different techniques how you can rotate it back into position. I once had it. And when I had it the first time, I thought it was an ischias problem. And so I went to my doctor and she said, no, there is no ischias problem on you. I can sense it at the back of your hips. It is jumped out sacral joint, so it just gets out of its anchoring, so to say. And because everything is disconnected, you get a huge load of pain, what feels like an ischias pain, and what also can reflect into the ischias. And I did not know it back then, so I just I made it about 1 week. I was not able to really sleep. I was not really able to sit. And when I was climbing in and out the car, I was like a granny holding at the crooks to get out of the car. So, but it got worse and worse. So I went to my doctor, and back then she's a chiropractic. So she just pushed one hand to my butt, and on the other side she did pull on my leg. It cracked, and so it was back in position. Since that day, I exactly know how this pain is growing and how to detect if it is an ischias or if it is a sacral joint. So it once happened again to me. By a stupid movement, it cracked, and I thought, oh, not again this. And so I was just placing on one feet and shaking with the other leg like a cat who did tap into shit or something, or water. And so it cracked again, and it was back in position. Yeah, this time it didn't work. This time I was sitting at breakfast table, as said, lazily lifting my right leg onto an empty chair, and I did enjoy sitting this way, but my hip didn't, and so it jumped out of its position. It was dislocated, and after that I was walking like a granny again. One thing how you can find out that it is dislocated is simply in my case it was the right side. So if you get the left arm back here, you get down to your butt about. If you take the other side, which is blocked, you don't get this near to your butt. So you know there is a problem. You clearly see there is a dislocation also reflecting into the rest of your body. If this is not enough, if you are lying in bed and you try to get out of your bed, you will find out that's not that easy. And latest, this is when you know this is not ischius, this is a bone ischial problem. So the construction was dislocated. I did try to relocate it by movements. I did try to shake my leg like a cat, like it worked last time, but it didn't work. So I went to my doctor and I got an injection, a painkiller injection basically, which is also relaxing the muscles. And so it did pop back into place by itself this time. Just this time I was lucky. I only had 1 day of pain. And in the first time when it happened, I did stretch it for 1 week because I thought it was an ischius. So, but now I know it, and so I knew exactly it was about this dislocation again. And yeah, that's a funny thing if you grow older. I remember when I was around 20, and when I was lying at the fireplace in at the evening, and I thought, wow, nothing more cool than sleeping below the bare sky. And yeah, and I did sleep on the floor, so on the soil basically in front of the fire, and no problem to raise in the morning. Today, hey, if you sleep on the floor and if you're more than 30 years old, latest 35, you will need both hands to get yourself up from the floor. So, however, it's nice to get older. It's funny to see this. And also it's funny if you get to know yourself what tricks and challenges may rise. But also this kind of hip dislocation I had this time, I think it was a blockage as well. Because when I did dislocate these hips, I was blocked in my working, and I just had found out I got a week free from work. So and I thought this is no way doing my holiday for a week. And so when I got back from my doctor having this injection and slowly getting a better moving and relocated it, etc., etc., I suddenly got a kick down in inspiration. So it was like a knot which did dissolve the very moment when the hip was in position again. So in contrary, you could say dislocating of the sacral joint was an outcome of a dislocation in the energy body. I was blocked, and while I was reflecting about, I also found the reason. It was a person I was very disappointed from, and I did not solve that problem. I did just push it away and thought, okay, I don't want to care about this person. And however, deep inside I felt very disappointed about it. And because of having closely worked together in past, many things in my office, in my ritual room, etc., did remind me onto this person all the time. So now when I got my inspiration kick in, I did recreate a table here. I probably will send some pictures at Xul-luX page at Facebook later on, because it got really cool. I did slip all the surface, and I did color it anew. Inspiration was a river here nearby. And also I did clean up all the ritual space. You know, if you are a creative, you got stuff there, stuff there, stuff there, everything is in progress, and the more chaotic your artist place becomes, the more creative your art is growing, and it's a wonderful feeling. But then there is a point when you say, okay, this project is done, this project is done, so we should sort our stuff again. So this was a very good reason to do so, and I did recreate all my creative spaces. also my ritual space, and also I did recreate this table. And while I was doing this, I found out that it was very, very neat to do so, because I did connect many corners of this space to this person as well. However, this is how magical work and daily work and connections can lime together, and sometimes it is unfolding into a sacral joint jumping out of position. So however it is back, the pain is gone, my ritual space is fresh like the morning, and I got a new table created. And yeah, if something is happening in your life, kicking your butt, not only watch about the physical impact where it might originate, also watch into fine matter what structures are around you. Because maybe sometimes the physical impact is just an echo about things going on around you. So this far for today. I wish you a wonderful one and have a great weekend.